In today's global marketplace, finding the right business partner can feel like a massive leap of faith, especially when you're dealing with someone across borders. That's why today we're going to dive into how businesses in a super dynamic market like Bangladesh are building the single most valuable asset they have, trust. So let's see how they're pulling it off.
Really, it all boils down to this one question, doesn't it? Whether you're an importer in Brazil or a manufacturer in Dhaka, this is what you're asking yourself before you even think about signing a deal. It is the absolute bedrock of every single business-to-business relationship. And here's the core idea we're going to keep coming back to. Trust isn't just some vague, nice-to-have feeling. It's a tangible asset. Honestly, you should think of it as a currency. It's the currency that lets deals move faster, helps partnerships grow stronger, and connects entire economies way more efficiently. Okay, so if trust is a currency, what happens when you don't have it? When you're looking for a new partner in a market you've never worked in before, that uncertainty, well, it creates some real anxiety. You start asking yourself some pretty tough questions. And these worries, they're the friction that slows business down to a crawl. You're thinking, am I going to get what I paid for? Is this company even a real producer, or are they just some middleman? Can I really risk my money and, just as important, my reputation on them? These are the exact fears that verification is designed to wipe out. So that's the problem, which, of course, brings us to the solution. If the problem is all that uncertainty, the answer is verification. But what does it actually mean for a business to be verified? Because it's a lot more than just having a website or a phone number.
Okay, let's get specific. A verified business is one whose claims can be cross-checked. That's the key phrase right there. It's not about a company being perfect, it's about it being traceable, accountable, and, at its core, transparent.
I really love how this breaks down a big, abstract idea like trust into 4 solid pillars. So you've got identity validation, making sure the name and address are real. Then operational presence, proof that they're actually making things. Then compliance signals, all the official licenses and paperwork. And finally, reputation, their actual track record. It shows you exactly how credibility is built, one piece at a time. All right, so we know what it is, but how does this all work in practice? How do you actually go about checking these things to build that all-important confidence? As you can see, it's a multi-layered approach. It is not just one simple check. You're looking at documents, you're validating contacts, you're confirming physical locations, you're analyzing their digital footprint, what we call business signals, and you're checking for things like memberships in industry groups. You're basically building a complete 360-degree view of the company. Now, can you imagine doing all that for every single potential partner? It would be absolutely exhausting. And that's where a central tool comes in, a platform designed to be a hub for all this verified information. This slide just perfectly sums up the difference. On the left, you've got the old way, the chaos of just randomly discovering businesses, scattered info, uncertain leads, the whole shebang. But on the right, a structured directory gives you standardized profiles, which makes checking them out so much easier, speeds up the matchmaking, and just boosts your confidence right from the get-go. Think of a specialized directory as a kind of matchmaking engine for businesses. It takes all that chaotic information and organizes it, lets you search with really specific filters, and most importantly, it dramatically shortens the time it takes to go from just finding a company to actually signing a deal. Okay, so let's be real. This all sounds great in theory, but what are the actual, tangible benefits for a business owner? I mean, why should you go through the effort of getting verified and listed in the first place? So the source material actually lays out 10 key benefits. And while they're all important, we're going to focus on 4 of the most impactful ones, the ones that are absolute game changers for any business that's looking to grow. First up, it's all about making a killer first impression. A structured, verified profile immediately makes your business look more serious and trustworthy than, say, a simple social media page. It sends a clear message. We are professionals and we are ready to do business. Second, your business is now open around the clock. A potential partner in Canada or Japan can find you, vet you, and learn all about your products while you're fast asleep. It's like having a silent salesperson working for you 24/7. Third, it's about pure speed. When you provide clear, verified information right up front, you get rid of all the doubt. Buyers can make decisions way faster, which just chops down the time from that first email to a signed contract. And finally, this is the big one. For so many businesses, getting a verified listing on a trusted directory is their first real step into the international market. It's a gateway to finding foreign partners, expanding your exports, and achieving that global growth you're aiming for. All right, so after hearing all those benefits, you're probably wondering, how do I get my business ready for this? How do you become verified ready? Let's walk through some practical steps. Here's your action plan. And notice how simple these steps are, right? It's not rocket science. It's about being consistent with your name and address, being clear about what you offer, providing proof of your amazing work, and being responsive. At the end of the day, trust grows when your information stays consistent and professional over time.
And that really brings us to our final thought. In a world where trust is the ultimate currency, being verified ready isn't just about getting on some list. It's about fundamentally preparing your business for the global stage. So, the real question to leave you with is, are you ready?